All right, let's get into it. This wasn't just your average hockey game. No, no. This was a high-stakes chess match on ice, and it ended with one heck of a comeback. Today, we're going to tear down the New York Rangers' incredible rally against the Edmonton Oilers. We'll look at the tactics, the key blunders, and those moments of pure skill that completely turned this game on its head. So, let's set the scene here, because this matchup was a total clash of philosophies. On one side, you've got the Rangers, an absolute defensive powerhouse, right? Second best in the entire NHL at keeping the puck out of their net. But they couldn't score to save their lives, languishing near the bottom of the league. So the big question hanging over this game was, could their defense create enough offense to squeak out a win, or would their scoring troubles ultimately sink them? That fundamental conflict, that's what this whole game was about. You know, in a tight game like this, the first goal, it's usually not some beautiful tic-tac-toe play. It's almost always a gift. It's about who capitalizes on that one big mistake. And that is exactly how the Rangers got on the board first. And listen to the call here. The announcer just hits the nail on the head. This goal has nothing to do with speed or brute force. It is 100% hockey IQ. You see Rangers forward Johnny Brodzinski literally reading the play before it develops, almost like he knows what the Oilers are going to do before they do. Okay, let's break down the tactical brilliance of this play. So Brodzinski is playing that low forward position in a 1-2-2 forecheck. He sees Bouchard kind of telegraphing that D-to-D pass across the top to Ekholm. Now that is a super risky pass against a team forechecking this hard. Brodzinski reads it the whole way, he anticipates the passing lane, gets his stick right in there, and boom, he turns a standard defensive posture into a clean breakaway. That right there is the perfect example of manufacturing offense directly from your defensive structure. And just like that, it's 1-0 Rangers. I mean, this is their brand of hockey in a nutshell, right? They don't need to grind you down with tons of offensive zone time. They just wait, they're patient, they wait for you to make one little mistake, and they make you pay for it, instantly. At this point, their game plan is working flawlessly. But come on, you can't keep an offense with that kind of firepower on lockdown forever. It's just not going to happen. The Oilers started to turn up the heat, applying systematic pressure, and you just knew it was a matter of time before they'd find a crack in that famous Rangers defense. And the Oilers tie it up with just a textbook play from the modern NHL playbook. You see defenseman Darnell Nurse activating from the blue line, jumping down into the slot like he's a winger. He gets a beautiful feed and just hammers it home with a one-timer. See, that's how you break down a tight defensive system. You get your defensemen involved in the attack, create an overload down low, and suddenly you have a numbers advantage. So with Edmonton just pouring it on, the Rangers had to lean on their big guns. And by that I mean their goalie, Igor Shesterkin. He was their last line of defense, their get-out-of-jail-free card. I mean, look at this save on Adam Henrique. That's a rocket from a super dangerous spot on the ice. And he just swallows it up, makes it look easy. Let me tell you, that save was absolutely massive. Shesterkin was the only thing keeping this game from getting away from them. Now, here's where things get really dangerous. Giving the Oilers a power play, well, it's like playing with dynamite. Coming into this one, their power play was converting at a ridiculous 50% clip. I mean, think about that, 50%. Taking a penalty against these guys isn't just a bad idea. You might as well just hand them a goal. And sure enough, they make the Rangers pay. And this goal, it's not a thing of beauty. It's just grit and hard work. Adam Henrique wins a tough battle on the boards, throws the puck towards the chaos in front, it bounces around, and it lands right on the stick of Matt Stevoy, who buries it for his first ever NHL goal. And that's what a deadly power play does, right? It just creates absolute mayhem in front of the net until something breaks. And then things got weird. Like really weird. This might be one of the strangest goals you'll see all year. Darnell Nurse is basically on the goal line. An impossible angle, zero chance of scoring, and he just kind of throws it on net. Shesterkin looks like he has the post totally sealed off, but somehow, the puck finds a tiny little gap, sits on his pad, and just trickles over the line. What a brutal, unlucky break for Shesterkin. A massive, massive swing for the Oilers. And with that, the Oilers are up 3-1. So as we head into that third period, let's take stock. The Rangers are down by 2. Their offense, which we knew was a problem, has produced exactly 1 goal, and that was off a turnover. The Oilers' high-flying attack, on the other hand, looks like it's in complete command. Honestly, a comeback here, it felt like a long shot, to say the least. All right, third period. Down 3-1, it would have been so easy for the Rangers to just pack it in. But they didn't. They came out of that locker room with a totally different mindset and a new plan. They were going to fight fire with fire and get their own defensemen jumping into the play. And this is the Rangers giving the Oilers a taste of their own medicine. Remember how Darnell Nurse scored? Well, watch this. Defenseman Braden Schneider jumps right up into the rush. The first shot gets blocked, but because he's already driving hard to the net, he's in the perfect spot to pounce on that rebound and slam it home. That's a goal created entirely by his aggressive read to join the attack. Now, the tying goal, this one wasn't about some brilliant offensive scheme. Nope. This one came from one single critical mistake on defense. This is the stuff that decides games in the third period when the pressure is on. Pay attention, because this is the moment everything flips. Oilers defenseman Evan Bouchard has the puck. He has time, he has space, all he has to do is get it out of the zone. But the Rangers' forecheck is just suffocating. They force him into a weak little play up the boards, it gets picked off at the blue line, and oh man. Now the Oilers are completely trapped in their own end, gassed with nowhere to go. And that turnover leads directly to this. The puck squirts out to Taylor Radish right in the high slot, the most dangerous area on the ice. And look at his shot here. It's not a big windup, it's a quick catch and release, all-in-one fluid motion. It gives the goalie absolutely zero time to get set and react. Just a pure goal scorer's finish, and it all started with that failure to clear the zone. And we are tied at 3. Unbelievable. We've got a brand new hockey game, folks. 2 goals in the third period, one from a defenseman jumping up, the other from a huge forced turnover. And the Rangers have clawed all the way back. The momentum has done a complete 180. So the game is tied, all the momentum is with the Rangers, and we're heading to 3-on-3 overtime? I mean, come on. It's the perfect setup for a wild, high-skill ending. But overtime starts with a potential disaster for the Rangers. They take a penalty, putting the Oilers on a 4-on-3 power play. A goal here would have been just a devastating way to lose. But their PK unit was absolutely incredible. Perfect. They shut down everything the Oilers threw at them. And killing off that penalty, that wasn't just about survival. That was the final shot of adrenaline, the moment they knew, yeah, we're going to win this. And with the team back at even strength, it was time for the captain to step up. JT Miller gets the puck in the neutral zone and just decides this is over. He attacks the defender one-on-one, uses his big frame to protect the puck, drives wide to open up the lane, and then makes a powerful cut right to the front of the net. It's just a classic, unstoppable power move from a leader, and it capped off the comeback in style. And that was it. 3 straight unanswered goals. Down 3-1 heading into the third, the New York Rangers storm all the way back and win it in overtime, 4-3. Just an incredible comeback. So it all comes down to this one question, right? Did the Rangers win this game with their incredible resilience, or did the Oilers lose it with those crucial mistakes at the worst possible times? And the answer really is probably a bit of both. You just don't get a comeback like this without one team digging deep and the other team cracking under the pressure.